Tell me one of the most awkward situations you ran into when you were young.
Okay. Well, I have a lot of them. I'm sure we all do.
It's awkward story time.
Well, that's awkward.
My name is Coach Pat. I'm with Alive, checking you guys in on the first and third Sundays. So I hope to see you when I'm there. And I just want to share this story of when I was 15 years old. It wasn't that long ago, though. I didn't have a church life. I didn't grow up in the church. I was a Catholic, but I was a church person. I had a friend that introduced me to Jesus, and she was a charismatic Catholic. She introduced me to Jesus, and my life was forever changed at 16. I used to go out dancing a lot into the clubs since I was maybe 12. And I was very heavily into the disco scene at that time, but God had a better plan for me. And you know how when somebody in school, something happens to them that's life-changing, and all of a sudden everybody knows it. If one person knows it, it's like the whole class knows. Okay, well, in this case, they knew. People in the school knew I was a Christian. And I was maybe a Christian, maybe about a month. But I already had committed my life. I had already learned who God was in my life, because I very much needed stability in my home and in my life, and that's what God had did for me. I go to school one day, and before you know it, I have random people. I don't know who these people are, but they come up to me and said, "Hey, I heard you committed your life." And I'm like, "What?" And they said, "Yeah, I heard you became a Christian." And I said, "Yeah." And I wasn't denying it, but I was kind of in awestruck that how did everybody know? So I have these random people coming up to me. "Hey, Pat, you're a Christian. Do you know how to talk in that other language?" And I'm like, "What language?" And they said, the tongues that the Christians do. And I said, I was thinking in my head, and I said, "Oh my goodness, what am I going to tell them? Am I going to tell them, yes, I'm full-blown fanatic?" Because that's what we were called back then. But I said, no. I said, "Yeah, I do. I do know how to talk tongues, and it's my private language to God." So before you know it, I have different people coming up to me throughout the classes. "Pat, do you know how to do that language? Can you go ahead and share it with us? Can you show us how it works? Can you say something?" I was so kind of get away from me. I want to go to my class. Don't ask me these things. They're personal things. But yet people wanted to know what it sounded like. So I was not having it. I went to class. I'd kind of avoid everybody by going behind the classrooms. Well, I end up in my Spanish class. And there's this guy, a lot of people in there, but one of the students was one of the popular guys. That day we had sharing time. He goes up and he gets up there in front of the class with the teacher, and he says, "Pat has something to share. She's going to talk in another language." Oh my God.
Now that's an awkward story, that's an awkward story, that's an awkward story for you.
Well, that's awkward.
I am not kidding. I don't think I had any words to say at that moment. Everybody started laughing because they all knew what the language was and kind of daring me to do that. And did you know later on during the years, that guy, Pep, he became a pastor. Same area, same everything. And he became a pastor. So I know my parents had something to do with that. No matter how people are teasing you, always pray for them, because you just never know what God will make out of it. God bless you guys. Love you. Mwah.